so a lot of you have been asking me to watch the new Gigguk video, okay? Basically, this is Chainsaw Man, and I decided I would do that because I like Gigguk's videos, and I like Chainsaw Man. All right, we make it a drinking game. Let's not make it a drinking game. I was gonna say every time Gigguk says woof, you drink, but I feel like that would be too dangerous. So, we are not making this a drinking game. Let's just see what this is all about.
All right, everyone's talking about this new Chainsaw Man. Let's see what this show's all about.
I would already need to drink. Thank God I didn't do that.
What the fuck did I walk into? Chainsaw Man. Easily the most anticipated new anime to come out all year. The show that we weren't ready for, that would come down and grace us, showing us peasants once and for all what good anime is.
Does it, though?
How hard did Chainsaw Man hit when it
Chainsaw Man's really good. It really slapped hard, but I wouldn't say it's the best.
dropped? Yeah, pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
As expected, it's taken over the community by storm, and with all this extra attention comes the extra scrutiny. After just one episode was out, already all the doubters banded together. Experts and scientists poured in thousands of man-hours to collectively construct the perfect critique. Confident that their words would be so severe, the Chainsaw Man fandom would be put in their place, and the whole anime community would see the error of their ways. Here's what they came up with.
People were really... Midsummer.
Chainsaw Man fans have still not recovered to this day.
pretty good.
But do the haters have a point? Did the anime live up to the expectations it built? Did everyone overhype it?
We all know how to destroy Chainsaw Man fans. This is how you destroy a Chainsaw Man fan. Chainsaw Man fans be like, yo, this arc is fire! This is the end of Chainsaw Man fans.
What's the deal with Chainsaw Man? Anime fans have been eating good this year, but you know what? They could be eating even better with our sponsor today, Boxu.
Let's go! Make that bread!
It's no secret that I'm already a big fan of the author, so external factors aside, I was already hyped as hell. Chainsaw Man was meant to be his magnum opus, taking everything he's learned from previous works and perfecting it. Chainsaw Man was meant to be the outlier of Shonen Jump, doing things its own way.
It is an outlier.
Starts off like a pretty standard shonen. You could be forgiven for getting a slight feeling of deja vu watching a spunky teenager on the brink of death making a contract with the devil to gain devil powers, only to be picked up by an organization that hunts said devils under the pretense that they can keep an eye on him and won't kill him as long as he's assisting in hunting other devils. Then we find out there's this super strong devil that they have to hunt by looking for his body parts, which is really risky because like any devil who's consumed some of those body parts is a super strong S-tier devil, and you're like,
wait a minute.
That's just
Jujutsu
Kaisen
again.
I knew he was
that's
going
where
to
the
say
similarities end.
Yeah, I don't. The way I saw it, I was really surprised because I didn't take it that way. A lot of people said to me like that it's just a generic shonen. You know, it follows the shonen tropes, and I'm like, does it? And like I tried to think about it, and I guess on the really surface level it does. But at the end of the day, the story starts with not this dude trying to protect people. All right, he's not this dude that's good for the sake of being good. He's not just someone out there that's just a good dude, that's the main character that wants to stop evil and protect his friends, and he loves stuff, and he has dreams and all that. It's an existentialist anime. It's a guy who suffered. He's someone that has to learn love. He's not someone that love happened to him and he has to protect the people he loves. He just wants to live and survive. It's a totally different anime than every other shonen. I know that's what Gigguk's probably getting to, but I didn't even notice these similarities until people pointed it out to me. I'm like, well, yes, technically, once you mention it, that I guess on the surface level, but like, come on.
Chainsaw Man is a typical shonen in the same way that Stephen King's It is a children's show about a funny-looking clown. It is brutal, disgusting, raw. It is metal as fuck. It pushes the edge of what it even means to be a shonen action show in the first place. You look at some of these scenes, you see what these characters do, and you think, that's not what Goku would do.
True!
Denji, he is, what's the technical term for this again? A broke-ass bitch. Due to some unfortunate circumstances, he lives every day just to survive. Drowned in debt, a bottom dweller of society, he sold his left eye, a kidney, one of his nuts. Yes, his nuts. Just to scrape by, living on a slice of bread a day. Good lord.
Thank you for repeating that, Gigguk. I didn't get it the first time.
But someone get this boy some Boxu. There you go, Boxer.
Hey, nicely done. That was impressive. I like
that. This sets the tone for just what kind of world this is. Naruto, Demon Slayer, My Hero. These are worlds where some pretty hardcore shit can happen if you lay it out on paper, yet somehow everyone seems to have come out squeaky clean. Tanjiro had almost his entire family brutally murdered, and yet he's still like, oh, I'm gonna be a good boy. I'm gonna be the best boy. I'm gonna empathize with all the demons. I'm gonna make the world a good place. Bitch, you saw your mother's bloody corpse. How are you more mentally stable than me, remembering I got my tax returns due in 2 months? Shonen protagonists have always been about preaching that good moral. Work hard, train hard, be a good person, aspire to be something great. Everything that Denji isn't.
Yeah,
the man's been through hell and
it's an existentialist piece. It's not similar to these shonen at all. Well put, Mr. Guck.
Wants to live in mild comfort while copping the casual feel along the way. He doesn't have any grand aspirations. He doesn't want to fight for what is right. He's not the
Unless you think touching boobs is wrong, bro. But that's your prerogative.
Honorable, innocent, safe protagonist we've gotten used to. While Goku is out there being like, Cell, I want you to power up to your final form so we can have a fair and honorable fight. Denji's here like, finishing move. Delete bloodline. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing that makes him interesting. Okay, Denji, I think you can stop now. I think he's learned his lesson. Oh god, Denji, no, this is not the way. Denji,
don't stop, Denji.
Denji,
keep going.
Well, that's the thing.
Denji, dude. I know that Gigguk is a big fan of tournament arcs. Okay, a big fan of tournament arcs, right? Like tournament arcs are really cool. He likes them. You know, the Yu Yu Hakusho stuff, all that. No. You know the best tournament arc in anime? It's when Denji says that tournament arc, you will kick this man in the nuts one after the other, and whoever can get him to scream loudest before the police come, win.
Part makes him interesting, and this is something that's pervasive throughout every single cast member in Chainsaw Man. Wouldn't you agree, Aki? Yeah, totally agree. Everyone here stands out from the typical characters you see, and I'm not talking about in that usual anime way. You know, sometimes you watch these animes and you see these characters that are like, look at me, I'm so quirky. Look at this weird thing I do. Isn't it so weird? Aren't I so weird?
So is the point of this video, I'm still not fully getting it. Is the point of this video to say that Chainsaw Man's not like the other girls?
And quirky. I'm not like other anime characters. And then the super weird quirk turns out to be something like, look at me, I sit funny. People in Chainsaw Man are just...
Hey! L was a really quirky character aside from his funny sitting, bro. Oh, God. Disgusting. Midlife crisis mode.
Actually weird. Like, I don't know, puking in a guy's mouth and then he swallows it and then you try to sleep with him 5 hours later. Haha. Everyone here has a few screws loose, but it never comes at the expense of their character. All too often in anime, we see these characters that are distinguished by their weird quirks, and even if they have some depth to them, it always comes off as cartoonish.
You really think L's death was cartoonish? Okay, all these other characters examples that you gave, I completely agree. They're definitely extremely mid characters, but L?
Anime-esque bullshit we've all gotten accustomed to. And one thing I gotta give props for is, despite how batshit insane these guys are, they all still feel like people. Everyone is just broken in some way. Like they're all missing a different piece to make them normal. They're not cartoonish, they're just fucking weird, and that absolutely works. The dynamics, the antics, the banter, the cast is just so entertaining.
The shared brain cell between Denji and Power.
Together. Like, there's a scene where a bunch of devil hunters are trapped in this building, possibly for an eternity, waiting for death. One of them has a panic attack. One of them starts freaking out and goes full yandere. They're laughing at each other. Denji falls asleep. Two of them decide now's the best time to pick up smoking. Power starts spouting off that she's going to be prime minister and raise the sales tax to 100%. And I'm sitting here being like, what the fuck am I watching? Chainsaw Man could be a sitcom and it would still work. It's like watching the cast of Always Sunny if they were stars of a shonen action show. Are they assholes? Yeah. Would you be friends with them? Probably a bad idea. Is it just hella entertaining to see how they operate in the situations they find themselves in?
Yes, bitch.
It's all great stuff, even if the structure is a bit reminiscent to previous shonens we've seen. That is until this guy shows up, and that's when things really start revving up. This is the moment when Chainsaw Man really starts showing its true colors. Within a space of 20 minutes...
I feel like Chainsaw Man really showed its true colors literally in episode 1.
It shifts from first gear straight to 5th gear, looks you dead in the eye and goes, you stupid bitch. Did you really think you knew where this was going? You feel like a dumbass for forgetting the type of world this all takes place in. It is a cruel, ruthless place where your entire life can change in one instance, one bad experience, one unlucky encounter. There are no second chances and villains aren't fucking around here, and just as you start to think, damn, these bad guys are pretty damn scary, Makima is then like,
oh yeah.
Only when you start to fear the bad
Oh god, dude, Makima is mega scary, and that's why I am so happy I did the OP done right video on Makima.
good guys are even more terrifying.
Check it out.
And you don't know what to believe. Who's good? Who's evil? What's really going on?
Ah, good and evil are not concepts in Chainsaw Man. You see, Chainsaw Man is all about the shades of gray. There is literally no good or evil in this show.
More questions emerge while nothing gets
I should totally make another video on Chainsaw Man. Like an overall, no one understands Chainsaw Man.
answered, and you realize the only thing you
Shades of D's nuts, or nut if you're referring to Denji, who sold one of them.
really knew is that you didn't know a damn thing. This was the Chainsaw Man I expected. Tatsuki Fujimoto is and never has been a by-the-books guy. It's like he lulled us into a false sense of security, then was like, alright, you've had your fun now, I'm die.
Thank you, forever.
The more episodes I watch, the faster I click on the next episode button, and my only gripe is that it feels like we've only just begun. 12 episodes feels brazenly
one!
short for the story that Chainsaw Man
True.
has set up,
So
which
true.
begs the question, am I just gonna read ahead in the manga? No. Because what I'm doing is watching the anime, then reading the manga. Yeah, that's right. You heard that correctly. I'm reading the manga second.
What?
How does that make you feel, manga readers? Does that make you feel uncomfortable?
What are you doing?
Uneasy? Maybe I'll mix it up.
I don't
Maybe I'll
understand.
read a few chapters ahead and then let the anime catch up. Maybe I'll read
He's a
chapters 20
psychopath! Gigguk's become a Chainsaw Man character!
out of context. Maybe I'll just translate it all into Braille and consume it that way.
That would be weird.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with this.
I don't know.
Anime is just my medium of choice. There's nothing that will replace Kensuke Ushio's hypnotic, mesmerizing soundtrack, the stellar animation, or the voice acting that bring the chemistry these characters have to life.
猫よさらうなんてよ
I love that
デビル
scene.
ハンターとして許せね
I love this scene. It's like, hey, Denji, help me. He stole my cat. I don't care about your cat. I'll let you touch my boobs. How dare he steal a cat? Now that's a scene.
Impressive. Very nice. And let's see the official Spanish dub.
Demonio de mierda secuestraron gatito como Devil Hunter no lo puedo dejar pasar
But there are a few manga
Let's
artists
go!
out there like Tatsuki Fujimoto.
How do you even
and
find
after
that?
reading what the anime has covered, yeah, he's a fucking genius, alright? Only so rarely do you find someone who has such mastery of the page. Here is a man who knows how to use manga to its fullest potential, which he does consistently. If you're someone who's never really thought about layout, paneling, or page composition, I implore you to read any one of his works and you'll immediately realize, oh, that's why it matters. I know this because I never did until I could see how masterfully it could be used. Well, you know, you could just watch my other video where I go in depth about it. The work he's put into Chainsaw Man, the way he uses manga to convey ideas and feelings is something that would be impossible to translate into another medium. And so it doesn't, but what nuance it loses, it makes up for by adding its own. The anime takes its own approach in telling the story. Colors are more muted, characters look more realistic, it's
I liked both. I'm glad I read the manga. I'm glad I'm watching the anime. All in all, I think they're both really good ways to experience this story.
slows everything down, not to pad out the runtime, but just so you have time to get absorbed into this beautiful world. And this has made some of the more dramatic moments hit even harder. It doesn't just reference cinema, it doesn't just look cinematic, it feels cinematic. Almost as if this is an anime original production, not taking its material from a manga. I mean, just look at something like this.
帰れ
I fucking love how it feels like this devil was just deleted from existence. Like it's what only an eerie, outer-worldly creature can do. And it was
the
just such a
silence.
subtle...
One thing that I love in storytelling in general is the use of silence. Like very often when you have an experience that's constantly with ambient sounds, it's so eerie and terrifying when there's utter silence.
that could only be conveyed in anime form. It really seems like the team have put so much thought into the visual storytelling. There are no lazy camera angles, no throwaway shots, and instead of trying to replicate what the manga has done, they've asked themselves, what is something that only we could do? They added a 2-minute scene of Aki getting ready in the morning, and it is so beautifully calming that gives us a glimpse of who Aki is that was never in the manga. This is some Makoto Shinkai level of vibes that absolutely did not need to be done, which shows that someone there gives a shit. And this isn't even mentioning how
Respect.
good of a job they're doing with the animation. When people think good animation, they see a pretty fight scene and they think, oh, now this is good animation. Wait, 10 frames of CG? Unwatchable. But what they can gloss over is that 17 other minutes of anime in that anime. Chainsaw Man simply looks breathtaking in almost every single frame. Fight scenes aside, there is no reason why walking animation needs to look this goddamn
True.
smooth,
It looks
or
good.
backgrounds look so spectacular, or hand-holding scenes should awaken something in me.
冷たい
And you know what? I'll say it. The CG doesn't even look bad. I think the real reason it stands out at points is just because of how goddamn spectacular everything else looks. Which experience is better? I don't know, whatever medium you bloody prefer. Why not both? You have two separate versions, two separate styles, two separate approaches to telling this fantastic story in a way that utilizes their own medium to its highest potential instead of one trying to emulate the other. And I can't even begin to tell you how rare of an occurrence this is. Which is why
I so don't get into the manga versus anime debates. Just do what you want. Like, they're both good. They're both fine. Do it, which one you prefer, or do both. Like, I am with you, Mr. Guck.
It blows my mind when I see complaints that this scene doesn't look exactly how it does in the manga, or this isn't how the manga depicted this one thing. A chocolate cake and a chocolate ice cream in front of us, and people are unhappy that it's not the exact same flavor of chocolate. And I'm like, bro, you have a delicious ice cream and cake right in front of you. Why are you complaining?
I saw that reference.
Chainsaw Man is setting up for the series fans said it would be, and it hit the jackpot of having an anime production this good while in no way replacing what the manga has done. Will these 12 episodes live up to the insane hype people said it would reach? No. But we already knew that, so the real question is, when the hell are we going to get more of it? Oh god, Denji, please stop! His descendants are already dead!
That was a good video. I enjoyed it. It was fine. I feel like it wasn't really a Chainsaw Man analysis. It was just kind of a overview of how the community approached Chainsaw Man, and I appreciate that. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!